We start with daily charges. I want to give a quick update. There is no much different in relative to what I explained in my last analysis because this is the only different. The prices at this point, and the only thing is this is the type of the correction we're getting. Okay, no, what's the next? Because I mentioned whenever we see this kind of the correction, we can see the breakout of the correction as a sharp move. Because if the price continues as a corrective, following by divergence, mostly we can expect the price drop sharply before we see the continuation. For sure, if we get this possibility, we know how deep it can go. Mostly we can expect the price drops somewhere below 33 if there is a breakout of the 33, and the breakout of the 28 cent is very rare, and if it's happen is just a short term. Okay, but if this one happen, it can give us a really good opportunity for trade setup, and since we get the confirmation, any opportunity for buy from there will be the best if we get. All right, then we should know this is what I explained. If for the next drop continuation following by divergence, it can give us the possibility, but we should know whenever we have this kind of the correction, we the price we have to see the breakout of this correction either at the top or at the low. We discuss about this position, all right, this option. Then may we get this one. Any of them, the price can break very sharp. Then if we get the next drop is good, we can buy at the lower price. But if the price break at the top, then we have to, I mean, top, then we have to see the breakout. Then from there, we have to look for buy. For sure, if we buy at the correction, if we see the breakout, it can give us really good, more profit. But whenever we see this kind of the correction, follow continue as a corrective following by divergence. If we want to buy in the within the correction, we should know how to manage if it doesn't move in our direction. It doesn't mean we cannot, we can, I mean, it doesn't mean we cannot buy. We can. We should know how to manage if the price drops sharply. Okay, and it doesn't, whenever we see this kind of the correction with the divergent, it doesn't mean the price cannot break as a sharp continue, because the overall market is moving. Then we will have the both possibility. Then we should know how to look for trade, and we should know how to manage it. Simply we cannot take the trade, and mostly even if the price drop, we know we can expect the price drop to 33 or somewhere between 33 and 28. The worst case is 23, and is very, the possibility is very rare. Then we start with higher time frame. Want to see what we have been looking for. If we move to daily, monthly chart after the breakout of the 31, we mentioned we're looking for 53, following by 65 all-time high, and this is the targets which we have to follow based on lower time frame. But after the breakout of the all-time high, we can look for 97 and 1.23. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for to see the breakout of the stop. With the breakout of the all-time high, simply we can look for this one. Maybe we see that the price consolidate. Then from there we can look for 1.23. This is how we can look at the chart at this point. But in the future, may everything change. Because if it's changed, then we come up with the update. Then now we see the daily correction at the price of within the range of the 40 and 45 cent. And we don't see anything even based on weekly chart similar explanation. The only thing is how to look for trade. We have to look, I mean, we're looking for buy, but if I'm based on daily chart, I don't see any trade setup yet. Okay, it whenever I say I don't see any trade setup based on daily chart, it doesn't mean the price cannot continue. The price can continue. The only thing is how to look for trade. Every trader has their own way, their own strategy. But now I see this one is losing the momentum. Okay, then if we get the one more drop, at least one drop, retest the lowest price somewhere around 34, the lowest price of this correction, then this is the best to look for trade and better confirmation for continuation. Okay, and if we move to forward chart, we don't see anything similar. We had the divergence, we get this one, but now we cannot look for divergence. If the price tag this one following by divergence, this is where we have to expect the next correction similar to any of this. Okay, and how to look for trade, I don't see any trade setup. Again, whenever I say I don't see any trade setup, it doesn't mean there is no trade setup. I'm talking about the trade setup can give us a very safe trade. Okay. Then please don't comment that why every time I say there is no trade setup, because at this point, how we want to look for trade, just put our entry above here. It's not the really good trade setup at this point. Okay. Simply we cannot buy because we know we can expect for continuation, but simply we cannot look take the trade like that. But then how about if this happen? Because we can expect even a sharp drop. Okay. Now we try to look for buy within this type of the correction. We can call it a running flat as this one. Then now we want to see this is the third, or we can expect one move up. Then this one is becoming internal running flat as a 1, 2, 3, following by continuation. I'm not going to the details. And if I move to 1 hour chart, okay, even we cannot look at this one as a flag. It's not the flag. Even if the price continue from here, is not the flag. Then because we look for flag by having entry above the top. If you want to consider this one as a flag, the only thing is to put our entry above here. Can be an option, but in terms of the technical, I don't think this is trade setup. Just try and error if we put our entry at the top, and if it's move, then we are lucky. Then that's why I don't call it this one as a trade setup at this point. All right, if the price we get this drop, then if this one we get the correction, then maybe we can consider to put the entry above here. Maybe I may, but at this point I'm not going into the details. I'm not going to talk about that. Anyway, we're looking for buy. The only thing is the way that the correction we see is forming based on daily chart. It's quite not easy to give us a really good and safe trade setup, but it doesn't mean we cannot look for buy. Even if if we buy, even we can look for continuation and the drop before we see the continuation. Even if the price drop to somewhere around 20, we can look for continuation for sure, because the overall market is moving. The only thing is maybe we will be stuck within a deep correction if it's happen. Then we are not going to, but for me, I'm not going to simply buy. Okay, I'm not hoping for continuation. The only thing is how I can look for trade. I mean, we hope and we expect for continuation, but it doesn't mean simply we can look for trade. Okay, then the only things I can say in this analysis that we want to see the breakout of the 53 cent. Okay, and we can expect within this range we see the deep daily correction before we see the continuation. If it's happen, it's good. It can give us better confirmation, and the next move we can expect sharp as what we saw here, what we had here. Okay, anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.